What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? I hope you are having a wonderful day today. It is your main man, Eric Schwefel, coming at you with another episode of Unlocking Excellence. We're about to have a great one today. We are going to highlight 3 sentences, a quote that my coach uses all the time, and I just love it so much. It is fantastic. That quote, you will hear in just a second. So y'all, if you haven't already, subscribe to this podcast. Share it out, like it, get it out into the world. That's the only thing I ask as you listen to this. We teach you different ways of unlocking excellence in your own life so that you can become the very best version of yourself. Are you ready to dive into this? I hope you are, because we are diving in here in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. All right. So what is the quote? Action beats anxiety, motion over meditation, and success loves speed. Okay? Action beats anxiety, movement, motion over meditation, and success loves speed. Okay? So let's break this down. Action beats anxiety. Action beats anxiety. Action beats anxiety. Now, let's first start with anxiety. Anxiety is rooted in fear. Anxiety is rooted in either being too caught up in the future or too caught up in the past. Now, if we're caught up in the past, we could be looking to learn something. We could be looking at what the future is going to be like because we base it off of what the past was like. We could be even looking at the past as to find an answer in the past, to find an answer in the present by looking in the past. There we go. Goodness. Looking in the past can bring us depression. It can bring us anxiousness. It can bring us worry. It can bring us a whole host of not necessarily positive, but more negative feelings that we need to process through. Or maybe we've even processed them, but we're replaying certain stories in our head over and over and over because we don't like the meaning that they have and we want to change the meaning. Now, if we look to the future, there's worry. There's things that we need to do. We're futurescaping. We're not living in the present because we're looking as to how things could be and how we want things to be. Now, I'm not saying that planning is a bad thing. I'm not saying that we shouldn't look to the future. I'm saying that if we stay there, then problems can arise. So we have this anxiety, we have this nervousness, we have this depression, we have this shame. What do we do about it? Many people will say, be present, live mindfully, get into the now, ground yourself, reframe what you're thinking, okay? We are building resilience here. So when I say, and when my coach, Craig, when he says action beats anxiety, it means you've got to break the habit of being anxious. What, Eric? Anxiety is a habit? Yes, in some ways, if we look at it with that perception, anxiety is a habit. It's a skill that you are so motherfucking good at. You are so good at being anxious. We are so good at being anxious and nervous that we paralyze ourselves moving forward with a simple task because of the anxiety that we feel around it. So what do? We do something. Eric, that's not specific. Yes, it is. We do something. Maybe that's call someone. Maybe that's work out. Maybe that's go for a walk. Maybe that's do something on the list from the previous podcast. Whatever it might be, you want to do something. Now, why do I want to do something? Because what we're looking to do is create an intervention for yourself. Create an intervention between you and your anxiety. Break up with it. You don't need it around anymore. Release it. Let it go into the wild. Let it find a new host, right? You don't need to be anxious anymore because you have the power of focus and you've got the power of perspective. You've got the power to reframe life as you want it to be. You are not a victim. You are a creator. You have the ability to change things in an instant just by the way that you perceive it, just by the way that you choose to operate in life. And we've talked about this. Go check out some past podcasts on how to operate in life. Where do you operate from? So with that being said, action beats anxiety. You can call someone, you can exercise, go for a walk, you can get a glass of water, do some push-ups, Journal, dance, do something. Okay, do something. Now, the next thing, call your coach, right? Lean on somebody's perspective and wisdom. Next up, motion beats meditation. Okay. Now, this is not to say that meditation is a bad thing. This is not to say that meditation is something that will bring you down. You know what I mean? It's not to say anything is wrong with meditation. What it is to say, though, is that meditation can sometimes be a crutch. It can be something that we use when we want to feel productive and we want to feel like we're doing good. But what all in actuality, what we're doing is sitting there. We're not solving problems. We're looking for a way to get rid of that anxiety, okay? Now, meditation is something that we can use to add, it's a tool that we can use to rid ourselves of the anxiety if it calls for that. However, a good bit of the time anxiety comes up is because we are not taking action in order to eliminate said source of pain or said source of confusion or overwhelm. Matter of fact, I have clients who will tell me, Eric, I have such anxiety over going to exercise. So there's anxiety about taking the action itself. Now, where can that be rooted? It could be rooted in simply not having the confidence to follow through. So having the habit of not following through. So how can we get you into the habit of exercising if you have the habit of not following through? You see, it just doesn't mix. It's like butting heads. So motion beats meditation, right? It's about taking that stale, nervous energy that's within your body, that's stagnant, that's just sitting there, and getting it to move. Have you ever heard of doctors, or have you ever heard of intelligent, creative people? And I just use those descriptions to have you narrow down who they might be. But talk about how they were on a project for so long, and it wasn't until they had playful time, they went in the shower, they played a sport, that the answer came to them. That's because they let their subconscious mind work, and they moved their thought, they moved their awareness away from the problem, and they allowed the solution to come to them. If we stay too focused on the problem, we stay focused on the problem. Let me say that again. If we stay too focused on the problem, we keep bringing more of the problem. What we want to do is focus on the solution. What's going to bring about the solution? And then last but not least, my friends, success loves speed. Momentum, 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 momentum. I can tell you for sure, you start to build momentum. One thing that we purposefully do, maybe it's not intentional, maybe it's not purposeful, but we slow down our own momentum. Sometimes it is purposeful. I don't want to do too much because then I'll be disappointed when I don't keep doing it. I don't want to make too much money because what if I can't keep it up? I don't want to change too much because what if I fall back into my old habits? Right there with that mentality, we're already bringing ourselves back. So the thing that we need to do is just keep moving forward. We need to keep our eyes focused on the prize, and we need to reframe whatever issues come up in such a way that they are opportunities to get better. The other day I was watching a fun little video. A guy was bored during his quarantine, and he created an obstacle course for squirrels to get food in his backyard. The squirrels were eating a bunch of birdseed, and he wanted to eliminate this problem so the birds can have their food. Well, one of the obstacles that he had was if a squirrel stayed on a platform for too long, it acted as a catapult. No squirrels were hurt in the filming and the building of this obstacle course. But what he did highlight was when one of the squirrels was launched, how it landed. It's like a cat. It lands on its feet all the time. He said that as soon as the squirrel was in the air, within 300 milliseconds, it knew where it was going to land and how it was going to land. It kept its eyes focused on its landing point while it was in throughout the air. Even when it was flipping and turning, it kept its eyes on a certain point where it was going to land, and it adjusted its body as necessary. It didn't keep its eyes off the prize. It kept its eyes on the prize the entire time, and then it adjusted its vehicle to get it to where it wanted to go. All too many times, we adjust our outcome to our vehicle, to what we think we're capable of, rather than adjusting what we think we're capable of to the outcome. We don't change our perspective. We change the external. Listen, there is no outside world. Our inner world creates our outer world. So when you change the inside, then you change the outside. And that is the difference. My brother and my sister is changing the inside to create a different outside, not changing the outside to create a different inside. So success loves speed. It loves fast decision making. It doesn't love hesitation. It doesn't love procrastination. It loves fast decisions. It loves confidence. It loves intentions. And it loves not having that fear holding you back. It loves success, loves more success. It loves being in the limelight. It loves the attention, and it loves other people. Just as misery loves company, so does success. And people love to critique success. So be prepared to move fast and to not hear those critiquing you, but to hear those that love and support you and that lift you up and help you go from point A to point B. Action beats anxiety, motion over meditation, and then success loves speed. All right? So if you want to hear more about that, message me for sure. If you're looking to beat that anxiety, to overcome the obstacles in your life, and to become successful in a short amount of time, please go ahead and message me. I would love to help you out. We'll see if we're a good fit, and then we can move forward together. Thank you for tuning in. And listen, if you got something out of this, share this out with some people, okay? I would love, love, love to be in the ears of more people, and I hope you have a fantastic, loving day. Be sure to compliment somebody. Be sure to compliment yourself, and always remember that I love you, and I believe truly, deep, deep, deep down that you are unstoppable, my friend. So have a great day. We'll talk soon, and be sure to be a light for those on your path. Keep raising your awareness. I love you. Peace.